What up, though, YouTube? Welcome back to the Mr. Lot YouTube channel. Regardless if this is your first time watching one of my videos or just the latest, I appreciate you either way for stopping by and giving this video a few moments. So, I'm walking downtown in Detroit, and I'm kind of clearing my head from a busy week. I had a lot of projects that stacked up, and I was able to get them organized and line them up for next week. But this video is about a conversation that my jiu-jitsu coach had with me. So let me give you the full story. During my training session, it was Tuesday? No, it was Thursday. During my training session, I went to block a punch from my sparring partner, and I felt a strain in my sternum. And long story short, it really caused me to have a struggle trying to finish my sparring, trying to finish the session. I had difficulties throwing punches and blocking other punches as I finished the class, and it really just brought me a lot of pain and discomfort. So that's the one thing I'm learning about recording content outside, is that there's always going to be something in the area that's going to throw your thoughts off. But anyways, I was blocking a punch. I ended up feeling what I think was an injury, and I had to pull myself back and pull my punches and slow down the activity that I was doing. So after class, my trainer kind of pulled me aside. He wanted to check on me and see how I was feeling, see how I was doing. Let me give you guys a better view. Windsor, Canada in the background. So my coach wanted to pull me aside and kind of check on me and see how everything was going. And I was just laboring. And he started to ask me about the rest of my routine. And I told him that not only do I do the jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai classes that they offer at that particular school, I also do weightlifting, strength training, usually during the mornings of those same days. And he said, man, I think you might be cutting it. You might be burning the candle at both ends and risking really injuring yourself. And then I started to engage in a conversation with him that maybe I am. But what it sort of triggered in my head and it sort of cascaded to was just thoughts about workload, work management. We always talk about work-life balance, right? You have work and then you have everything else in life. But we don't give enough attention to all the balance that goes into work alone. I mean, there are multiple types of work. There's the work that you do for your 9 to 5. There's the work that you do for your business. Maybe you only have a 9 to 5. Maybe you only have a business. Maybe you have both. Maybe you have multiple businesses. Maybe you have multiple jobs. There's the work that you do on yourself, physical training. Maybe you're in therapy, or maybe you're in physical therapy recovering from an injury. Maybe you are going to counseling for something. Maybe you're in school, getting an education, getting a certification, getting a license, training, whatever. Maybe you're just working to find peace, closure. Maybe you had a death in your family. Maybe you had a recent breakup. Maybe you had something catastrophic happen that caused you to really have to take some time to do some soul searching and do some figuring of things out. We also have to balance that too. And what I'm starting to realize as I get older is that there are different seasons for whatever type of work that we're doing in our lives. Back when I was in college, the fall, my strategy was during the fall, I would really take most of my classes. Why? Because by the time the end of the semester in December came around, Christmas time came around, it was less likely that we'd have as many snowstorms and I'd have to maneuver around campus in the snow. But in the wintertime, I really maybe took one class, not too much, not too slack, but maybe took one class less. What I'm starting to think about in my physical fitness journey is maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to cut back on the weights that I've been lifting and focus more on the martial arts. Or maybe I need to focus more on the weightlifting and cut back on the martial arts. I think I said the opposite of both, but you guys get what I'm saying. Work-life management, sometimes we just have to learn to manage work in general, and respect yourself. Respect all the work that you're doing. If you're watching this video, if you stayed through this video long enough, and if the message of this video caught you, then I'm sure you realize that, or I'm sure that you can agree with that you're doing multiple kinds of work on yourself. And you need to honor that. You need to be more respectful of your energy. You need to balance that a bit more, because you can risk injuring yourself, not just physically, but mentally as well. My example was more so of a physical ailment. And today, I feel great. No type of stress or strain in my body at all, but the lesson is still stuck there, that I have to look at my training and I have to reassess things a little bit differently, just a little bit differently when it comes to how I balance those two things. I can't just beat my body up and still hope to make it better. We can't put so much on ourselves, put so much on our schedules, put so much on our plates, put so much on our workload when we're trying to improve something, that we risk ruining it, making it worse. It could be an injury, it could be a mental ailment, it could be a physical ailment, it could be anything. So that's just really what I wanted to share, what I wanted to talk about. Don't overdo it, but do your best to not overdo it. There are seasons for things. Just like I explained, there was a season where I took more credit hours and there was a season where I kind of backed off. There's a season for a certain level of work, and there's a season for more so of a reload. How long each season is, how much you put into each season, totally subjective. I think it's totally subjective. I don't judge anybody for the rest that they say they need or the work that they say they need to accomplish. But we just have to respect the fact that we're not always supposed to be on go. We're not always supposed to be on maximum effort, because depending on who you are, depending on what you're trying to do, your body may not be able to handle it. So that's my final thought on the video. If you agree, if this resonates with you in any way, leave a comment down below and subscribe. I don't know, I'm just weird. I just love this view. Every time I come downtown, it gives me so much energy, so much inspiration. But I could ramble on forever, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I'll continue to share my thoughts about different things that I think about as I continue to self-improve, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video.